What is going on, everyone? Exostomp here. And today, people, we're going to be going over the finals for the EDL, the last 3 matches. And joining me today is going to be, of course, as always, Galaxy Bomb.
Hello, everyone. I'm very excited for this.
Oof, me too. So, yeah, looking at these teams right away, first off, for the finals, we got Northeast Neuverns and Overdrive DS. Basically, they've been around the top. At least Overdrive has been around the top. The Northeast Neuverns have been around the middle, but they've definitely been picking it up. Mainly because they have been bringing cast form, but it's alright. I think the Venusaur does run through their team. Earth Power hits the Zeraora, the Charizard when it Megas, the Klefki, the Sludge Wave hits the Tangrowth, and Tapu. Yeah, the Tapu, and then Grass Move hits Lapras and also Tapu. So the Venusaur is very scary, especially because the Ninetales could set up Chlorophyll for the Venusaur, so it's really scary. I think Overdrive does have good setup, though. How do you feel about these teams?
Yeah, it's honestly, I just looking at them from a quick view, it's pretty even. I mean, Charizard's a pretty big threat to the Venusaur because any kind of answers it has usually don't really affect Charizard that much. Plus, uh, just kind of looking at something like Tangrowth also walls it pretty well, just generally speaking. I think Overdrive has a lot more durability than Northeast Noivern's. If there's one thing I would say is that some of their, though then again Zapdos is pretty bulky. So they're both really balanced on offense and defense. I mean, you could see they brought Vanilla just for the extra coverage since they're gonna have to do multiple games with this same setup. So even though they have what looks like a sand and sun composition, they're trying to balance it out a bit more, which is a good idea.
Yeah, I think they also saw that Vanillix can put in some work. I'm not sure what set it was. It might be Specs or something, but Freeze Stride does do a good amount to this team. Just looking at it, it hits the Lapras, Tangrowth, the Charizard, decent amount, especially if it's Specs, and the Finny, of course. So it does do a good amount of work.
Yeah, Ice was pretty effective, which it's interesting that they didn't go with Hail. I'm curious as to their reasoning for it, but then again, Venusaur is just an absolute monster, so bringing Sun can be very powerful.
Yeah, I could have seen like a Hail Sun combo maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's jump into it. So we're gonna be on the Northeast Noivern side, because why not? Oh, I had this in fast. Okay, so Zapdos and Charizard, they switch into Klefki as Discharge comes out. Probably just trying to set up as Excadrill comes out on the Toxic, so that's good to note that it has Toxic. Tangrowth.
Yeah, good prediction there.
Yeah.
Predict the Toxic coming out. But from what I can gather from Northeast Norverns, they're mostly just trying to whittle down some of their mons with these opening moves, like with Excadrill, just trying to keep the momentum flowing, because I think they do have to get that momentum early because they have to rely on their weather conditions for a lot of their mons.
Yeah, and I do like the weak armor Vanillix, and it was Specs.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah,
that means it's gonna do a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt something. So Lapras comes out on the Freeze Dry. That does like nothing. That must be Spadef.
Yeah, it's very nice that they have a wall and answer to the Freeze Dry, because it can really pack a punch with this much power.
Yep. The Excadrill is like a blatant counter to the Klefki, which is nice to see. Ninetales comes in. Okay. HP, okay, so that's probably more than likely HP Rock. What do you think?
It's probably HP Rock. I mean, that did an absolute ton.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with HP Rock there.
Unless they're running like Specs 9.
No. No, that would be stupid. Now, I mean, you never know, but
Never know.
they stay in Roost and then go for the flamethrower to knock out the Vanillix. Good play.
Yeah, the fact that their Charizard has Roost means that it can stay around for a lot longer than I think Northeast Northern wants it to.
Hmm. Yeah, so here we're gonna see the Venusaur doing tons of damage to the Finny, as Ice Beam does a decent amount, but can't stay in unless they want to lose it. So let's switch into Klefki here. They still have one more turn of Sun after this, so they could go for an Earth Power or maybe try to predict, but they just switch into Powdon.
Sets up the sand, try a different strategy. Also, being able to whittle down Tapu Bulu even further with the sand is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Zapdos comes in, takes a little bit. Just, I guess,
At this point, it
stalled.
looks like they're stalling it out and just trying to kill the Bulu with sand, which is a good strategy.
Defog away the spikes. Good play.
I don't know if they have a great answer to Zapdos, to be honest. Like, Zapdos walls a lot of their mons.
Yeah, looking at it, you're right. They do have Ice Beam, but that's not really the best counter.
Ooh, nice X-Scissor attack on Excadrill.
Yeah, that was cool.
Unfortunately, it doesn't live, but it does hurt it enough where it's in threat to the Sandstorm. Though they do bring out Ninetales. Bring back up Sun.
HP Rock doesn't do enough to kill it, which means they have to waste a Sun turn, but that...
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Transel. The Zeraora. That's great.
So you can do some damage with Zapdos in a way. It's kind of useless.
Oh,
Unfortunate. Oh, it does die to the Flamethrower.
Flamethrower in the sun.
Sun.
Yeah. It's a lot of damage. Tangrowth comes out the wall. Earthquake does 12%. That's nothing. Alright, Whirlwind.
Here comes Whirlwind Rocks. I wonder what they're probably trying to get out the. I'm not sure what they're looking.
I would say Charizard.
Yeah, that's fair. Ooh, Earthquake's a lot of damage.
Didn't kill it. Just scary.
It does get a Toxic. Interestingly, they just switch out Charizard to nice chip damage with the rocks.
Yep.
Looks like they're basically just trying to stall. Because what is their answer to Powdon here? Because they would have to switch into maybe Tangrowth, but if they keep Whirlwinding, it's a little rough. So they might have to go with a Death switch in. Even have the momentum to take it down. Like, this is actually a really bad wall. Yeah, see, they're just going to try and get the momentum back because Hippowdon's just tearing through their team.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely good plays to Whirlwind it constantly, though.
Yeah, absolutely. That did a lot of damage to a lot of their mons.
Yep. The Ninetales is basically here to be fodder to get that Venusaur in and maybe try to sweep. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like set up Sun, get a nice momentum boost. Hopefully,
actually, it won't be enough because Life Orb.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So they could go into something.
Life Orb.
Yeah. And it outspeeds. Wow. Okay, that's good to know.
Maybe Scarf?
Maybe. I mean, what else would it be? I don't think it could outspeed otherwise.
That's fair.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So that was
on both of them. I mean, the Hippowdon play to start chipping them down was pretty nice. Unfortunate that they lost the first game, but Overdrive did a really good job at keeping their threats in check throughout the match.
Yeah, especially keeping the Charizard healthy with Roost definitely was good because they needed that Flamethrower to knock out that Zapdos. Keeping the Zeraora moderately healthy as well was good because, of course, they needed that to outspeed the Venusaur. So, good plays overall. But good round one. Let's
I like that they took advantage of the enemy weather conditions.
Oh yeah.
I like that they took advantage of the sun to make their Charizard even more powerful. I think that was a good idea to bring Flamethrower in this matchup for sure.
What I wanted to see, which I didn't think was gonna happen, but Chlorophyll Tangrowth. I was hoping that would come.
I mean, it wouldn't have been a terrible idea, but think they just need the bulk rather than the speed.
Sadly. Alright, well, we'll go on to round 2 here. So, round 2, of course, the same mons. It's going to be standard that you can't really switch up your moves or mons. It's going to have to be the same overall, just because it'd be a little silly if you could switch them, and then if you have a bunch of teams and the other person doesn't, then it'll take too long, basically. So
Yeah, it would be a little awkward. But for this, they know. Also, a very important thing with this best of 3 is what moves to show early. Like
yeah,
if you believe you're in a disadvantage, it might be better to just sack stuff without showing what they have to kind of make people off guard in the next couple matches. Because any moves that they showed and any items that they showed, especially something like Life Orb on Venusaur, is good information because now the enemy team can play around it in the next match.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you worded it great. So, Hippowdon versus Charizard here. He has to switch into Tangrowth. Awesome. And stop the
Interesting that
Rapunzel.
they just start straight up with the hazards in this matchup. You didn't see that in the last one, but it seems like they realized, hey, the hazards are pretty strong and they don't have too much removal. If they were to remove stuff, it would cost them a lot of momentum. So.
Yeah, especially that they have to send in Charizard at 50% HP now. So.
I mean, you don't notice it at first, but Sandstorm racks up quite a lot of damage, and when you have something like Roost on Zapdos, which can just kind of tank it and take the health right back, it can be a pretty big swing in terms of damage.
Yep. Okay. I actually didn't know Klefki had Defog. I guess that's new to this gen. I don't know.
Well, it's certainly useful because what else would remove? I mean, is Defog on like Charizard maybe or Tapu
Finny.
Lulu?
Yeah.
Oh, Finny, yeah.
Charizard. Okay, so now Charizard's able to come in freely after that defog, and Flamethrower to knock out that Vanillix. The crit didn't matter.
That crit mattered. I think it would have died.
Yeah. Switch into Klefki. That was weird, because did they show Earth Power last time? Actually, maybe not.
I don't think so. I don't think they used it.
Okay. All right.
Which is again exactly what I was saying. If they didn't know that it had Earth Power, I mean.
Yeah, these are some good plays coming out from the Noivern this time.
Yeah, I think the knowledge that they got from last game really helped them get a foothold in this match. For sure. Because now they know what to expect, they know how to play around it, and they saw how effective the Whirlwind strategy is in chipping them down with Sandstorm and Rocks. So they started with that right away. It definitely started to be effective. Unfortunately, with the Klefki defog, they kind of have to go back into it. And the Charizard is still as much of a threat as ever. I mean, it makes it really hard for them to bring in Ninetales and Venusaur because if you bring out Sun, you just make it so much stronger. Like you can see, even not very effective against the Ninetales, it still does so much damage.
Yeah, that's true. But it is down now. That Powdon comes in on the on the Zeraora.
See, I would actually say I don't know if it was smart to sack the Charizard like that because it does have Roost. We know that. So if they could find a good time to bring it out and heal up, I feel like it would have been better to keep it alive for as long as possible.
Yeah, I agree with that because the Charizard still runs through their team if they kept it safe. At this point, it's going to be really hard to come back.
Yeah, because they don't have Charizard up, it's really hard to threaten out some of their mons, especially like now the Hippowdon can come out and start whirlwinding them and stalling them out. Pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Oh, and it does have Slack off too, so it can just be a huge wall to their team.
Alright, Finny coming out. Finny goes for Ice Beam. Tangrowth comes back in. Alright, Earthquake. X-Scissor, yep.
Yeah, it does have the X-Scissor tech, but does die. It's still pretty even, though the health percentages are really what matters here. I mean, Ninetales is able to take down Tangrowth pretty quick. Tapu's
And
still healthy, but
without that
Solar Beam.
Spadef boost, they can't survive 2 solar beams. So
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. I wonder if Sarah Aura can take it down, but then again, they still have Hippowdon, which is a pretty big wall
yep, as
to
well
Sarah
as even
Aura.
Venusaur.
That's true as well. Especially in the sun, I mean, there's not too much they can do here, since it does have Earth Power.
hmm And with Earth Power, that is game number 2. So it's 1-1 now. Uh, the Northeast Noivern, they definitely learned a lot from the first game, knowing Toxic on Klefki, knowing basically most of their sets to the point where they can play around it, which was really cool to see.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think the knowledge helped them out in that game, for sure.
And I think they saw that either the Zeraora doesn't have an electric move or doesn't have anything to hit Venusaur, because they went for close combat at the end, which either they just didn't want to show what they had maybe to hit the Venusaur because they knew they were going to lose it.
It could have been that, or it could have been they thought it might be a switch into Hippowdon, so they didn't want to use an electric move. It's hard to say though.
Yeah, maybe. Alright. But with that, let's move on to game number 3. So, now at this point, basically most of everyone's sets are shown, with a few exceptions being maybe the Zeraora having 1 or 2 moves that aren't shown, but I guess we can just jump into it now.
Yep.
So, Zapdos starting off versus the Lapras. Okay.
Yeah, so this time around they go back to their original strategy of starting with Zapdos, which is interesting.
And just spamming Defog to get that para, and gets the
Discharge,
para.
yep. I mean, it's pretty effective, 30% chance, right?
It's yeah, I think so.
It's pretty effective, and I mean, paralysis on any of their mons can be a pretty big hindrance. So paralysis is nasty to deal with. So the fact that they got it on Tangrowth means it's going to be a lot less effective as a wall to some of their mons.
Yeah, definitely. Charizard comes in here. I'm not sure. Oh, he sets up Sunny Day, right? They didn't show Sunny Day yet, which is cool to see.
Yeah, so that's pretty great. The fact that they have Sunny Day to
and
tech
Solar
against...
Beam.
Yeah, I don't think they showed either of those moves the whole time. They just spammed Flamethrower and Roost. So I don't think Noivern's expected that at all. I think it might have some negative impacts on their early game.
Yeah, I really do like how they basically brought their own weather. They brought Weather Ball, they brought Sunny Day. I really like how they wanted to play around the Noivern's weather, which is funny. But second Evo Nelix here, Excadrill comes out, should be able to knock it out with Iron Head or something like that here. It's Earthquake. It does do enough because of X Scissor or Iron Head both knock him out.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to kill it as fast as possible.
Yep, and then
Charizard is still a threat. I mean, we saw in the second game, taking that thing out fast will give them a big swing, but does so much damage. It's so scary.
Yeah.
And because it has Roost, it can just do whatever it wants, and there's not too much that can be done about it.
They might be hoping for a crit, which could happen. But they just switch out here.
Overdrive is not scared. They're using this thing to its fullest potential, which I definitely like. They're keeping it safe.
Earthquake knocking out that Finny is a little big because without Finny, you don't have big setup because it does have Calm Mind, so I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Yeah, they haven't had a great opportunity to set up with Finny in these games, and I feel like they understood that, and they just decided their other mons had better outcomes with more momentum.
Yep. Okay. Spikes. Venusaur comes out on the Toxic, which is not good for Overdrive. Here now they're in a bad disadvantage because
Rise.
We see Weather Ball. Okay, I want to pause here. Weather Ball on Venusaur. That's their fourth move. They didn't have Growth, which would, boost them up +2/+2, but they had Weather Ball 2, I guess stop the Clef Key's Magnet Rise. They didn't show it yet, so I really like that Weather Ball play. And because they got caught off guard, I think that just might determine the game here.
It's really interesting because I feel like they've had opportunities to use Weather Ball previously, and they decided not to hold it onto it for a better opportunity, which I
Mm.
think basically gave them this game, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that was extremely good. I really like watching people go from best of ones to best of threes and
It's a
seeing what they
totally
do.
different mindset, yeah,
Yeah.
because valuing information is so interesting in these games. When you're not able to change your sets, every move is super important in the first two games, and it all kind of comes down to the third with all the information that you've learned. So deciding to not show something because you might get more value out of it as a surprise move can just completely turn a game, as you can see here.
Yeah. So, all right. GG's to the champions. The Northeast Noivern, aka Nico and Solo, I believe. Let me just bring it up here. Yep, Solo and Nico. They still don't have a logo, but you know what? It is what it is. I didn't expect the meme team, the Quad Weather team, to actually be top.
It's crazy. We saw them like just kind of in the middle of the pack for a long time, and they just started moving up, and I guess maybe they got a feel for how to play with 4 weather types.
Oh god.
So, what have you done?
Oh god. I don't know. Go back. Okay.
It's so I think they just kind of got a feel for their team and started to understand what to do in certain situations, and they just started to absolutely destroy the competition. And I mean, you can see here they really understood what's strong on their team, what to watch out for, and once they had the information from the first match, they were able to just completely run away with it.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it better. So yeah, these games were really awesome to watch, and our next season probably will be tag team. We already started the voting, and it looks like most people want to see tag team again.
I think
So
it's really fun to have a partner because you can bounce ideas off of someone who's also invested in the league without giving away anything.
mhm.
I think that helps a lot. I think that makes people, and also the fact that you're working with someone just makes people more invested in it. So
Yeah, that is very true. I do like your lists that you make.
it's good. It's good to get an idea of everything, get that information rolling.
Yep. But yeah, I can't wait to see hopefully everyone. I know some people, I guess, quote unquote, dropped at the last minute of playoffs, but I hope to see everyone this next season. The applications will be going up probably as this video is going up, so I hope to see everyone sign up. And yeah, do you have anything else to say?
Great games, everyone. It's unfortunate that we didn't make playoffs, but it meant that we got to watch the rest of the really awesome compositions just do work. So I was happy about that. I think everyone's team compositions were really cool this game. I think this was a great league.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because everyone's team, no matter how we thought at the beginning to now, like we thought a bunch of teams were going to be lower, and they ended up being one of the highest. I think, you know what? Let's go back real quick. Hold on.
Gotem was really scary. The fact that they just kind of ramped up at the very end.
Yep.
Their premier threat to the championship.
Yep. Obstagotum, extremely scary. And 11th pick we thought was going to be like the lowest, and they ended up being 4th overall, which isn't bad at all.
Yeah, I think they really showed their understanding of the mons they picked. There's a reason they picked them, because they knew how to use them effectively.
Yeah, as well as Weird Time Zone Gang. That was great to watch. We saw half stall, half extremely offensive, like Haxorus and Durant, and just I loved watching everyone's teams play out because you got some people that like stall, some people that like offense. You put them together and you get these weird team compositions that work out surprisingly well. It's really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, guys, I will hope to see you guys next season. Peace out.